Hey guys, today we are going to talk about how to tell if you are pregnant without a test. So these are some early pregnancy symptoms that you could experience basically right when you conceive and before you are able to take a home pregnancy test to confirm if you are pregnant or not. So I have two beautiful children, so I've been through pregnancy and I totally understand where you're coming from, where you got unprotected sex, or maybe you're planning for a baby, or maybe you're not. I've been there. And you are really anxious and you just really want to know if you are pregnant or not, right? Because you want to move forward with what you're going to do when you find out. So I'm going to share with you my earliest symptoms that I had before I took a test. And also I went around and asked my girlfriends what their early pregnancy symptoms were, because it's going to vary from woman to woman. Everybody is going to have a slightly different response to becoming pregnant, okay? It's very likely that you are pregnant if you had sex when you were ovulating. Your body gives you symptoms that you are ovulating. So I wanted to just briefly run through them with you guys so that you can confirm whether or not you had sex and you also had these symptoms when you had sex. Okay, so when you ovulate, you usually ovulate in the middle of your menstrual cycle. So the average menstrual cycle is about 30 days. So most women are going to ovulate around day 15, and it's kind of like a 7-day window. 15 would land in the middle, and then here's your 7-day window. So anywhere in here, you're fertile because sperm can live in your body for up to 7 days. So if you had sex anywhere in that period, very, very good chance that you're pregnant. But some symptoms that you will actually experience when you are ovulating is some women actually get cramps. This is your egg being released from your ovaries going through your fallopian tubes. I personally don't get cramps, but I know of other women who do when they're ovulating. Another huge sign is your discharge will change. Yes, this is kind of TMI, but I want you guys to be 100% sure to run through 100% if you were ovulating or not. Your discharge gets really slippery and clear actually when you're ovulating. So when you go to wipe after you pee, you will actually feel a slippery, it will slip. And that is a huge sign that you are fertile and you are definitely ovulating. I have confirmed this, so I know this from experience. Another huge sign that you're ovulating is you are so incredibly in the mood. You're just ready to just jump your man's bones and you're just ready to get down in the bedroom. You cannot get sex off your mind. I have had months where I was driven absolutely insane from it. And just so you women know, this is how men, if you know where I'm coming from about where you're ovulating and you're just so in the mood all the time, that is how men feel all the time. And it's incredibly distracting and you can't focus, and because that's all you're thinking about. So if you get in that kind of a mood and it's in the middle of your cycle, you are probably ovulating. Apparently your skin glows a little bit more, you're looking a little bit more attractive to men. I don't know, maybe you're looking a little bit more flushed. This is very subliminal and very subtle, but this is another sign that you are ovulating. So maybe if you're like, oh damn, I am so, glowed up today, looking just amazing and so full of vitality, well, you might actually be ovulating. So if you had any of these symptoms and you had unprotected sex, it's very likely you are pregnant. And if you don't have any fertility issues or anything like that, very, very, very likely that you're pregnant. So now that that is ruled out and you definitely had unprotected sex when you think that you were ovulating, some of the earliest signs that I had were, okay, this is the number one sign. I've heard this from so many women, is your breasts. So your nipples become so sensitive. It's specifically your nipples, not your entire boob. It could be your entire boob, but at first it's your nipple, and then as the pregnancy progresses, your boobs start to hurt. But your nipples, I can't even explain it. It's a completely different sensation than you have ever felt. It's not like how they feel on your period. It's very different. My nipples are not sensitive when I'm going to get my period. It's just when I'm pregnant. So for me, they're just so sensitive to the point where if I rub a shirt, if I'm not wearing a bra and if I just take my shirt off and it rubs over my nipples, I really feel that. There's I can feel the material on it and it's whoa, it gives me the chills, where normally it does not do that. So that is such a huge sign that, yeah, you are having a baby soon if you want to. And then my girlfriend said, no, it's not quite like that. She said, it's kind of like you when you put Orajel on your nipples. And I was like, what? Like, I was like, you put Orajel on your nipple? But she's like, no, I didn't put Orajel on my nipples. She's like, but you know when you put Orajel like on your gums or something and you have an infection, like the numbing sensation, she's like, that's how my nipples feel when I'm pregnant. Like, it's like they're kind of like numb, and I can like, and when things rub on them, it's like this weird like numbing, like, and I was like, okay, well, if that's how you, like, if that's how your nipples feel, my point is that your nipples are going to feel different. It's gonna be different, and you're gonna be like extra sensitive, and you're just gonna notice them, okay? So that is like honestly the number one sign. Okay, the number two sign is hot flashes. I experienced hot flashes. Not every woman will, but it was just so weird and so random, and I never get hot flashes. Like, obviously I'm not going through menopause, and I never ever experienced them any other time unless I am pregnant. And this is very, very early, right after I conceive. I just get random hot flashes. It can be during the day, it can be at night, but I'm just like, all of a sudden I am just flushed and so hot and just like all red. And I'm like, why am I getting a hot flash? It's not hot out. I am not worked up. I'm not going through any weird hormonal changes, but really, little did I know I was. Really, if you get hot flashes, that is another sign. Another sign is you are so fatigued for no reason. And it's like, honestly, I can't even explain it. Like, you could sleep for 10 hours and wake up and still feel drained and exhausted and not rested and just completely unmotivated, and you don't want to do anything, and you don't understand why your energy levels are so low, and you think that you might actually be coming down with something, or you might be sick, or something might be wrong. Like, that's how tired you are. It's really that level of exhaustion, to the point where you can't explain why, because you did everything that you normally do. You're living the life the way that you normally live it. You haven't changed anything in your lifestyle, but and then you're like, why are my energy levels so low? And that's another huge early pregnancy symptom sign. It's because your body's expending all this energy creating a baby inside of you, and that takes so much energy. And obviously, as the pregnancy progresses, it's just going to get progressively worse, especially in the first trimester. It's terrible. But then, you know, once you get to the second trimester, your energy levels return up. That's a huge early pregnancy symptom sign. Another pregnancy symptom sign is implantation bleeding. Now, you're not going to get this every time you get pregnant. I didn't get it every single time I was pregnant, and other girlfriends I've talked to, it varied, okay? Sometimes they got it, sometimes they didn't. I think it just depends on how the egg implants into your uterus. You will get this implantation bleeding about a week before you are supposed to get your regular period, and it will be like spotting. It won't be a normal period at all. It will be very, very light, and it will not be like a blood red color. It will kind of be like a browny pink color, and so you're kind of like, what's going on there? It kind of almost looks like the end of your period almost. That's kind of like what it is. It's basically spotting, and you'll get that for about 2 days, and then it will just like, there'll be nothing again. Okay, that is implantation bleeding, and that means that you have conceived and that the little egg is now in your uterus, and yeah, it's growing and stuff. The last sign is you just know you're pregnant. Okay, it's like woman's intuition. I personally do not have this. Like, I don't have this intuition. I've taken a test and been completely shocked because I had no clue. But a lot of my other girlfriends have said that, yes, I just knew I was pregnant. I just knew. So if you have that feeling and you just know, I hope that you guys can be patient enough to wait the few days you need to. You can actually buy a pregnancy test probably 2 days before you're supposed to get your period, and it is going to be very, very accurate. You don't have to wait till you're late. There's all these like early response pregnancy tests now, and they are very accurate. I've never had an inaccurate pregnancy test. So go ahead and get that if you just, you can't wait. Planning to have a baby, I wish you all the best. And if you really don't want a baby, again, I wish you all the best with the choice that you decide to make. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!